Good morning. What did you surprise Shawty crew and Hayyy my Daizee love? So I want to share something. In full transparency, it is something that has been bothering me for some months. God has showed me I could have had certain things, been in certain places, had I not done X, Y, and Z, had I not allowed X, Y, and Z, had I known better X, Y, and Z. But I recognize he was showing me not for me to feel bad and to beat myself up, but so that I would be up on spiritual game in the seasons, the chapters, the years to come of my life. But it is still something that truthfully hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna, I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? I low-key want to cry now just thinking about it. But I've had videos over the years. I've had lives over the years. And I was very honest with y'all about different things that I experienced. But even lately, he has been reminding me of this. So I don't know if somebody is maybe dealing with it now. He was showing me an older cousin. And I'm going to be very, very, very transparent with this. He was showing me an older cousin who was essentially manipulating me. She was driving a car, and every time I'm in a dream and somebody driving a car, I'm like, why are they driving a car? Like, I'm very confused. And so that's an indication that you're being manipulated. I look back the same way I can look back, and I'm like, I had the wrong girls around me. These girls wanted my spot. They wanted to be me. They wanted to be with, it don't matter who the man was, right? Kingdom spouse or not, they wanted to be with that man, this man, whoever I let them be around. I let these folks up in my house, folks that would steal from me, and I'm talking about my physical house, but also spiritually. I let these people in my heart, and knowing they didn't have any consideration or respect for me, they would destroy and mess up anything they could. Even that dream I had where the girl was in my closet and had like stole one of my wigs or something. I was like, what is going on? Like, God has been showing me things, but I have been so naive. And a lot of my naivety, how do you say that? Naivety? Anyways, a lot of mine comes in truly because I am a genuine person. So y'all remember the word where I was like, okay, we're trustworthy, but that don't mean everybody else is. And that's very hard for me to accept, especially when you were talking about your blood family, your blood relatives. So, and it's not just older cousins, basically everybody under the cutoff that we got the same blood. It's the same thing moving through all of them. Like, they could be older, they don't have to be cousins, you know what I'm saying? But to know, because this keeps coming up in my conversations with my mom, to know who was around when certain things started falling apart, and I could not put two and two together because I was so young and innocent, but like dumb, like ignorant. All the people who knew what I had going on, all the people I would so joyfully go share, like, yes, and I think this is gonna happen, and this, and I was so hopeful and just pure and happy and really faith-filled. And so that was one thing about when I felt like my whole life started falling apart, just being very confused. Like, whoa, God, that is not what you showed me. What is going on? And it was the people I had around me who were truly trying to interfere. A different older cousin, because this, and sometimes I feel like they manipulate you on purpose. They give you bad advice on purpose. Sometimes I feel like it's not intentional. They're not aware, but the enemy is moving through them, and they're speaking to you from their experiences. And so when you aren't built up like that, you don't have the faith. And years ago, no, I didn't. And so now you're being influenced by their negative experience, from their negative decisions, them not being aligned with God. You get what I'm saying? So that's how he can show you that you're being manipulated by somebody that you will hope is being led by him and a good example for you, but they weren't. So that was part of the problem. Why you even listen to somebody you know you don't want to be like them? That's crazy, Megan, right? But I know better now. So that's one. The other one, which is actually the one I was talking about yesterday, that was like, you're convicting me. There have been so many instances since I've been an adult where I'm like, no, this is crazy. Like, I just missed the signs because they're family. I remember her going through heartbreak, going through tough times, and who there sitting there crying with her? Me. Her sweet little, I'm sitting there crying with her, trying to encourage her, lift her up. But then when I go through stuff like that, they enjoy it. they stalk my exes. And I've told y'all this before, right? Hold on, let me pay attention. They stalk my exes. I gotta go tell my exes, like, hey, block them from your page, because I had got to a point to where I realized, you know, like, God was showing me, like, create the distance, even though I didn't understand, like, entirely why I had to create the distance, but I had already started creating the distance. But I had realized little things here and there, like, why are you stalking my ex? Because I won't tell you my business. Okay, got it. And you were so obsessed with knowing my business. You got to know that bad stuff is happening to me for some reason, or you want to know bad things are happening to me. And that being so off, because again, when bad stuff happens to other people, I'm praying for them, genuinely interceding, I'm covering them. And so what I had shared on TikTok, which is something I had heard from a man of God years ago, and when he said it, and when I say years ago, this time I mean like 5 years ago, like when I moved in the house, and when he said it, I already knew which family members he was talking about, or that applied to in my life. So you think you're venting to an older cousin, and she's your intercessor, and she cares about you, and she cares about your happiness and all this, and really she's enjoying the fact that you're suffering in the same ways that she did, or she had to. You think she's interceding and she's intercepting. She can tell by you being so happy and telling her all your business, like, this is going on, I think God's gonna do this, I have plans to do this. And they're really, there's something in them that's monitoring you. Because I was watching something the other day, and I was like, I feel like God was showing me that people be, or the enemy be bugging my life. Like, you know, on TV and stuff, like, once you kind of figure out what's going on, then they bug your house to, like, monitor. Like, that's the monitoring spirit. Monitor how much you know. He bugs our lives with people. And he always gonna use the weakest link. So in this instance, I'm talking about his family member. And so the enemy knows what's going on with me, because I have a cousin or a family member or a friend that don't need to be in my life. And I'm so me, and I'm telling them all my business, and they running back. And now the devil know. And now you wonder why everything's falling apart. So just as time continued to go on, I didn't tell nobody for real that I got a house. And then the moment somebody told people, and I had told them, don't tell people, that person is now cut off. Because if I'm telling you, don't tell people, why are you telling people? Because you thought you was being funny, you thought you was being slick. As soon as they told them, I had issues with the house, getting the house. I remember this, right? So I'm looking back at all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, God had been trying to show me this, tell me this, talking to them about my love life, again, whether it's the kingdom spouse or not. And then you wonder, like, what is going on with this relationship? Whether it's because they want to be with the man, they gonna send their friends to try to go talk to the man, like the craziest stuff. Getting my business started, like, you got all the energy in the world to monitor me, to not support me. Like, y'all, I got a cousin who has not registered for an event, but has took the time the day of the event to drive by and see if people was outside, people was at the place. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know how psychotic that is? That is very crazy. You have the energy to monitor me at that level, but not to support me. And God had already shown me that in a dream. And I remember telling my mama, I was like, I dreamt they came just to see if I was successful, just to see if I was doing good. And so to bring this back further, oftentimes if you're talking about an older family member or an older cousin, if they're not right in the heart, they will truly feel like you should not have anything if they don't have it yet, or if they never got to experience it. And so even the stuff that happened with my money and not getting my promotion when I was supposed to, guess who I was always around? Guess who I was always been into? Guess who knew when good things were supposed to happen to me? Guess who knew when my salary was supposed to increase? And I remember venting about it, and them not actually being upset that had happened. And it like, oh, well, you weren't supposed to be making more money than me anyways. What are you talking about? Sounding just like the jealous boss who held up their promotion. What do you mean I wasn't supposed to have more money than you anyways? And I went to school in a career field that is indeed supposed to make more money than you. I'm just so oblivious to it. So then I'm going through the housing process, and I truly don't tell a lot of people. And so these are the same people who get mad when you don't tell them, like, why didn't you tell me you were getting a house? Why were you talking to such and such more than you were talking to me? That's weird, and that's the devil. So then me getting the house and talking to them, because now I'm thinking like the blessing is secure, all this and that. And I thank God, because he always let people telling themselves, like, they gonna say stuff and you gonna know what's in their heart. Like, your house is not supposed to be bigger than mine. Who says that? So you're telling me I wasn't supposed to have a a higher salary than you. My house wasn't supposed to be bigger than yours. So at this point now, they moving and pushing to go get a bigger house. All this stuff, like, I know you're in competition with me. There's no denying it at this point. Why I ain't been cut you off? So then at this point, I really had to start cutting people off, and I started talking to them less. But talking to them less became a problem. Why you don't tell me something? Y'all, even down to when we went to Disney World. Like, oh, well, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't I know you was going to Disney World? What made y'all want to go to Disney World? Why do you feel entitled to know all my business? So that your spirit, your monitoring spirit, can run back and tell the devil, and now you're in a position to interfere with all the good stuff happening to me, and they feel entitled to interfere with all the good stuff happening to you. I'm just talking about family, but I experienced this with friends too. So it's a very hard lesson learned for me, but I thank God, because it's like anybody that makes me feel in that way that I felt. And y'all, I'm thinking back, like, baby, before I even went to college, like, that's been what it was. These are people who so comfortably feel like they can talk about my parent, my dad, the one they're not related to. They feel like they can talk about my daddy, talk about how we grew up. And I regret the times where it really was some instances or something going on with me and my daddy. And guess who I went venting to? Them, right? And now they running back and trying to tell everybody the business. And that's what I think, that's why I dreamt, like, oh, you're convicting me. No, I always knew what was up with you. God was always showing me what was up with you. Literally this whole time. Even that dream I had where, I told y'all, God was showing me, they had gave me like a half a bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch. And I thought that was so strange, because what is this? And God was telling me she had been putting me in hidden valleys this whole time. It got easier and easier to not deal with them. And people miss that. Like, and then they try to play you like you sideways family. I don't know if you on our side. I don't know who you really rocking with, because you talk to other people now. You have literally tried to mess up everything you possibly could in my life. You just don't. I don't expect that from family. Now, this don't have to just be older family. And again, it don't have to just be family, because I got some younger cousins who move like that too. Like, is you okay? Is you cool? Is you cool? Why are you trying to mess up everything I got going on? And then they wonder why you don't want to be around them. This is why I don't want to be around you. I am so encouraging, so supporting, so motivating of everything you do. I would never in my life try to interfere with nobody's life, nobody's blessings in any type of way. Friend, family, foe. I wouldn't do that. But for some reason, I got family who feel like they are entitled, have been entitled to do that. No, I don't want to be around y'all. I don't want to tell you my business. I do disappear and just do my thing and then just pop up, and then you stuck because you thought you could interfere with it. I'm done doing that. And so in this season of my life, if anybody, like, I had crazy fans and family before I ever got to a point in life where I could have crazy people on the internet. I had gang stalkers in my family before I could ever have gang stalkers on the internet. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just been my life. And so if anybody reminds me of those things, I don't want anything to do with you. I've had enough practice with my family. I should have been able to spot a fake friend a mile away. And some people are good at covering it up and hiding it, but you don't know how they'll know that you on to one, and so it's another one that talks to you all sweet and kind like she really care, but behind the scenes they all on the phone talking about you. They're all on the phone talking about you, praying on your downfall, mad that you got something that they don't have, or you got, like, you don't know that, but God knows that. And so that's why I'm mad at myself. I'm like, you've been showing me this. So no, I don't want to come around. I don't tell y'all my business. I be thugging with the Lord. And so that's where I just have to be. But you got to pay attention to the ones pretending to be nice too. And that's friends and family, because some people know you wise, and so they put the mask on. But discernment lets me see through the mask, and you have to know that, because I got some friends and family will know how you done other people once you caught on to them, and so that's why they put the mask up. It was like, oh, you ain't gonna catch me, even though that's how I really feel. No, I am gonna catch you, because God already knows that's how you feel, and he's going to show me. And so you let these people know about your plans, know about your goals, know about your business. You even brought some of them around the most sacred relationships you could ever have, not knowing what was in their heart. That made me mad. Like, my mom and them asked me what I regret the other weekend. I was like, that Barbie party. Half them folks is blocked. Half of them people are blocked. I regret having that Barbie party. I regret inviting them people up into my house and letting them be around different things, different people. That is one of the things I regret, that Barbie party. And half them folks at the Barbie party was related to me. Blocked. Like, that's crazy. You can't trust these folks. Last thing, because this is something God has shown me maybe like 3 years ago when I was really in my spiritual bag. He had shown me that I could not talk to certain family members who really don't have a bad heart towards me, but they go tell because they're so proud. And, oh, did you know Megan did this? Did you know Megan did this? Now, the house instance I was talking about, that family member didn't go tell them that because she was proud of me. She told them because I told her not to tell anybody. That's why. And she know what type of time they are. She know how evil and wicked they are, because You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you how she know. But yeah, so she went and told them. But in other instances, you can't even tell the ones who love you and care about you, because they'll be bragging and be like, oh, we so proud of making this. But now people you wouldn't tell your business to, girls you wouldn't tell what color your socks was, know your business because another family member is so proud of you and you told them. That's why I just stopped talking to everybody. Because in any given household, any information get back to any of y'all weirdos, and I don't have time for that. So I don't want to tell nobody what's going on with me. My family really at this point only knows nothing. I didn't even tell nobody I was getting a coaching certification. I've been learned, don't tell them nothing, because I'm not going to be where I need to be. And even if they're not trying to actively interfere like at a diabolical level, which some of them do, or stalk at an obsessive crazy level, they will try to put so much doubt and fear over here. I ain't got time for that. Bye. Okay, so yeah, the family in particular, that's crazy. I had a dream about the old girl manipulating me. I had a dream about the other one talking about something, you're convicting me. God was reminding me all these dreams I had over the years. I'm like, ooh, wow. So don't be mad at yourself. I'm a little turned up. I ain't gonna hold you, but don't be mad at yourself. It's lessons learned for where you're going. I promise you it is. If you can handle out your family, you can handle out crazy people on the internet. Just know that I've lived that. I know that that's the case. Don't tell them your business like that. Don't let nobody have access or knowledge or be privy to anything that means the world to you. That is not people's business to know, okay? Because everybody ain't like you. They don't have a good heart. They're not trustworthy people. Okay, so that's it. Again, this can apply to friends as well. Because God has been showing me a lot of people put the mask up. Because I publicly share game on the internet. They know I'm not stupid. But yeah, they be jealous of your ambition, all types of stuff, okay? Your drive, your faith. They be jealous of all of that. So you just got to be mindful of that. Where God is taking you, you can't have these jealous snakes around you. He's showing you so you know who to keep out of the castle. Not for you to become bitter and upset and angry. Even though for a moment, I do be turning up. But it's not for that ultimately. It's so you know how to move. And lastly, because I feel led to say this, if you know these family members treated you like this, you be crazy to bring your beautiful children, or your, like, think about that, beautiful children, like that's your physical babies, but your spiritual things too. But you would be crazy, I'm talking about the physical babies, you would be crazy to bring your babies around these people. You'd literally be crazy to me. I'm not doing that. You didn't like me, why would you have access to my child? Be for real.